With very few days left for the greatest event of the year in Goa, the 18th Solemn Exposition of Sacred Relics of St. Francis Xavier, not only the people of Goa, but also the faithful devotees of St. Francis Xavier across India and the whole world are excited for this great spiritual event. In anticipation of this upcoming event, exploring the remarkable life and achievements of St. Francis Xavier is both timely and inspiring. Thus, now's the perfect time to delve deeper into the life and legacy of St. Francis Xavier. St. Francis Xavier, born on 7th April 1506 in Navarre in present-day Spain, met Ignatius of Loyola at University of Paris, where he had a conversion of heart. He changed his life from desiring worldly fame and glory to giving his whole life for Jesus Christ and wherever he sends him. A person who wanted to be a great man would now wish to be a man of Christ. In some life-changing events, Francis was chosen to go to Goa, India, and help in the missions there. When he arrived in Goa in 1542 as an ambassador of the Pope and on behalf of the King of Portugal, he did not desire to reside in the grand bishop's palace but live with the sick and suffering in the royal infirmary, where he helped the lepers and other sick people. He served them there, giving them medicine and taking care of them. He spent time catechizing the people, especially children, and translating the catechism in the local language so that they understand it. But he did not stay for too long in Goa, knowing that there were well-established churches and the people here needed to be more vibrant than being stale Christians. He moved to the fishery coast of India in Tuticorin in 1543. He had heard about the Paravas, a fishing community who had troubles with the Arabs and had sought help from Afonso de Albuquerque, and in return had vowed to become Christians if they win the war against the Arabs. Some of them had already converted to Christianity but were cut off from daily spiritual practices with no priest or pastor to take care of them. He found them uninstructed in the Christian faith, and thus he had to spend time in training lay catechists who would continue to catechize them. People were fascinated by the Santo Padre due to his teachings and miracles, so much so that a whole village decided to convert, and Saint Xavier had hundreds of them baptized in just one single day. He then moved to Cochin in December 1543, where he translated the catechism into the Malabar. His special disciples were children who took keen interest in his teachings and learned them very quickly, and also went and taught the elders. Here too, he instructed and trained lay people as catechists to continue his mission of evangelization. He moved to Travancore and continued his teachings there. He went to catechize people, teaching them about Christ. After arriving back in Goa, he did not stay here for too long once again. In 1544, he took help of Francis Macias and began to work in Manapod and Cochin. From there, he went to Nagapattinam and Camorin, the city of St. Thomas the Apostle. From there, he left for the Malaccas, which is in present-day Malaysia. He spent time preaching and teaching there and felt the need that this region needed more and more preachers and missionaries. What bothered him the most was the immoral life of the Portuguese Christians who call themselves Christians but do not live a Christian way of life. Their lifestyle did not agree with the Christian precepts. It was from here Francis had heard about Japan from a Japanese convert to Christianity called Anjiro. Anjiro took Francis Xavier to Japan, where Xavier tried his best to approach the emperor to seek his consent and permission to preach about Christianity. He tried lot of ways, lot of tactics, and after much troubles and changing of tactics, he finally met the emperor. Francis Xavier presented the emperor with expensive gifts like a clock, music boxes, mirrors, crystals, cloth and wine as a sign of friendship. It was for the first time that Japan would see a technology like a clock. He won the emperor's favor, who granted him permission to preach about Christianity there. But he found out that very few Japanese would convert to Christianity because these people would look up to China. China's spirituality and political leadership would influence their religious beliefs as well. When he heard that Japanese would easily accept Christianity if the Chinese would convert to Christianity, he developed an ardent desire to go to China. But he was held back due to sickness. And on Sangshan Island, on the offshore of China, he returned to the Lord's embrace on 3rd December 1552. St. Francis Xavier's mission often met with challenges. There were, of course, the Arabs and the natives Indians who could not take his teachings of a new religion in a very good way, because many times it challenged their authority in the society and would often use manipulation to keep people away from accepting Francis's teachings. But the greatest challenge he faced was from Christians themselves. Christians in India, especially in Goa, were not living up to the Christian precepts. They were just namesake Christians. They had converted to Christianity just because to enjoy privileges given by the Portuguese. But they did not follow Christ in the real sense. St. Francis Xavier often raised this concern in his letters, where he wrote that the greatest block for many in India to accept Christ are Christians themselves, because they live an immoral life and do not become good examples of Christians for others. Today, the life and mission of St. Francis Xavier challenges all of us to live a good Christian life and be faithful disciples and witnesses of Jesus Christ, so that we become evangelizers and missionaries of our times. With all this that we have heard, we can truly say that St. Francis Xavier was a man on a mission.